Hey there, welcome to the Get Up and Go Challenge, day 18, our free 30-day challenge. We are talking about the relationship P, the P in our soaP framework with respect to the area or aspect of our life that has anything or everything to do with relationships. Now, I picked my relationship with my sisters. I have 3 sisters. One lives in Texas, 2 live here in the local area, not too far from me, actually. I used to live further away, but after getting divorced and selling my house, I moved into town. So we're all maybe, I don't know, 3 miles away from each other, 3 miles apart. But that doesn't mean with COVID and everything we see each other very often. So I decided that this time through the soaP framework, picking the area or aspect of our life. We did physical last time. We went soaP for physical. We got 4 different tools we can use. And now we're doing soaP for our relationships. And guess what? Starting tomorrow, we're going to go through soaP using a financial example. Why? Because those are the 3 big ones that come up every single time I do this, every single time I talk to anybody or any business owner. What area or aspect of their life that is the biggest challenge for them? It always is one of those 3: physical, relationships, or financial. And, you know, when COVID hit, it was those 3 still. So even with something as crazy as a pandemic, we run into the same thing. So yesterday, I took the relationship, I told the story to my imaginary friend George on whatever day it is now. So a couple of days ago, the S of our framework, the story and the situation, where I am now with them and where I want to be. And then yesterday, day before yesterday, we looked at all the different options. What else was possible? And brainstormed a bunch of them. Of that, I picked and shared 3. And then yesterday, I did the nominal group technique on it. And I actually didn't want to just do myself. So I took my list and I asked my son, I asked my daughter, and I asked my son-in-law, and came up with totals. And the number one thing, the number one thing using nominal group technique, you know, everybody ranked. And then since there were 10 things, we did 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in the order of what we thought was most important or most likely we should do. And then it came up that the number one thing I should do is call them. Well, as it so happens, I did call them. Not the one in Texas. I'll have to call her today, but I haven't called her yet. I'm going to see her in a couple of weeks. I'm traveling, and I'll definitely be seeing her and hanging out with her a lot. But so call came up, and I broke my own rules, and I didn't do it because we decided that we would take my daughter out to lunch for her birthday. We're a couple weeks past her birthday, but she was busy on her birthday, and so we girls like to always go out to lunch, especially when we're in the area. So we went out to have a nice lunch and shop. And my youngest sister took a dive, not a dive, but fell and tripped on the sidewalk and sprained her ankle. So I'll definitely be calling and checking up on her. But today, we want to talk about the P in the soaP framework. P in the soaP framework stands for progress. Progress, and how we define progress is, if I'm moving toward what I want, I'm making progress. If I'm not moving toward what I want, then I'm not making progress. So we look at the action that we took, and sometimes you'll take an action and you'll know immediately that it had a positive effect on the relationship. For example, we had a nice lunch and we had a nice little shopping excursion, and until my sister fell down and hurt her ankle. But we still shopped after that a little while, and my daughter and I stayed and shopped quite a while after that. So not only did I get to work on the relationship with my sisters, but I also got to work on the relationship with my daughter. We had a very great time. We took my granddaughter as well, so we all got to bond over a blowout in the bathroom. It was her first public place bathroom diaper change, and it actually took my daughter, myself, and my youngest sister. This was, of course, before she sprained her ankle. And it was a fun bonding experience. So I would say that the lunch, the shopping, the spending time together definitely made progress and moved me in the direction I want to go with my relationship with my sisters. So today, how do I make that progress automatic? How do I continue to move in that direction in that relationship? Well, I could plan that once a month we all go out to lunch, or on some frequency, some regular basis, we all get together, or we all find an activity or a thing that we all like to do, and we do that on some frequency to move our relationship from where it is to where we want it to go. And that's what I mean by creating routines or rituals or habits or things that we can put in place automatically that move us toward what we want without it having to be a big ordeal or a big thing that we have to remember or another thing we have to add to our to-do list. We want to make it something that, and with different areas and aspects of our life, it's different. But I don't want my relationships to feel heavy or negative, or that I have to work at them. Although, guess what? All relationships, everything we want in life requires some amount of effort and work. People like to tell us, oh, just be yourself and go with the flow. Well, that's awesome, but there are some things that require us to put more of ourselves, our energy into them, and relationships are definitely one of those areas and aspects of our life. So, what happened yesterday with your action, the action you took? Did you have a reaction? Did you move closer to what you want or further away from what you want? Any reaction is desirable because it tells us which direction to move for our next action, our next step. But if you are getting a result and it's a result that you want, are there ways to continue to make that a part of your life, to make it a routine, make it a ritual, make it a habit, make it an automatic, repetitive thing so that you're constantly improving your relationship, but it doesn't feel like it's work or effort. It's something that you look forward to. Actually, hanging out with my sisters, I can use that as a reward for working on other areas and aspects of my life. Hey, when I do this in my finances, then I get to reward myself by going shopping with my sisters or out to lunch with my sisters or whatever. So I can take and combine different areas and aspects of my life and get them working together so that my entire life is moving in the direction I want, to fill that gap from where I am to where I want to go. All right, questions, hit me up in the comments below. Otherwise, our assignment, our action item today is to think about this. Is there a way you can automate something to give you the results that you want and moving toward the results that you want in an ongoing way? If there is, share it in the comments below. If there isn't, say, hey, back to the drawing board, or, you know, I have to work on it. It didn't work. But share some kind of a comment or a way of indicating that you actually did this, because it doesn't do any good for me to talk about these things if we don't actually do and try and apply them in our life. That's it. Have an amazing day. I'll, of course, see you tomorrow. Any questions? Ask below. Bye.